Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about recently unveiled new flag for the Indian Navy by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and we are going to discuss what is this new flag all about, what are the changes that has been made, and what is the main objective of getting rid of the colonial flag, that is the baggage from the colonial past in India. So first of all, if we try to understand that why this particular issue is news, because recently while unveiling the first indigenous aircraft carrier of India, INS Vikrant, Prime Minister Modi have unveiled a new ensign or new flag for the Indian Navy in the Kochi region of Kerala. The new flag basically bears the seal of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who was the Maratha emperor and who also is believed to have led the foundation of modern navy before the arrival of British in India. Shivaji's name gave his enemies sleepless night. That is what the Prime Minister has said. And this is the reason that the British colonialists decided to break the back of the Indian naval enterprise. That is the statement given by the Prime Minister Modi while unveiling this new flag. And he also has said that, but now, since the Indian Navy's new flag is inspired by Shivaji, it will fly proudly in the sky as well as on the seas. So basically, let us try to understand that how this new flag look like. So as we can see from this particular figure, this new flag of Indian Navy is white background and has a white background, and on the top left corner we can say we have the Indian flag, and then in the center region we have a kind of octagonal shape. Octagonal shape is there, and within this octagonal shape we can find out three distinct things. So on the topmost part of this picture, as we can see, it is the national emblem of India taken from the Ashoka's lion capital. In the second part is the central part is something that represents the Indian Navy and its ships. And the third and the last part is a sentence that is Sam no Varuna. Sam no Varuna basically stands in English, it can be basically translated as may the god of sea, that is Lord Varuna, help us and bless us all. As per the Indian, we can say as per Hinduism, Lord Varun or God, Lord Varun is considered as the god of the seas and god of the waters. So that is what Indian Navy is trying to take, who Indian Navy is trying to take the blessing from. Now let us try to understand that what is the differences between the first flag, the past flag and the present flag. So the past flag of Indian Navy look something like that, which was also having a white background, and on this white background we have the St. George's cross that has been continued from the time of British Empire, and on the top left quadrant we have the flag of India, and in the central part of the St. George's cross we have the national emblem of India. And as we discussed, this has been replaced by this current flag where the St. George's cross has been done away with, and the St. George's cross has been replaced by the octagonal shape which represents Shivaji's Marathas navy. Now, if we talk about the legacy of the flag, so the past flag of India, which has been replaced right now, is something that has been contributed by Lord Mountbatten, or something that has been adopted by the recommendation or on the recommendation of Lord Mountbatten, who was the last Governor General of India. So, what was his recommendation? So, as per the national record, what we can see is that first thing which he recommended is that before when India was part of British Empire, before its army, before its air forces, the word Royal was used. That means Royal Indian Air Force, Royal Indian Navy as such. So Lord Mountbatten says that obviously the word Royal should be dropped down, but the word Royal should not be replaced by any such terms such as state or republic like that. And that is why if you look at that Indian Navy or Indian Army, they always use Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force. They do not use some prefix like state or republic. The second recommendation that he made is that earlier in the flag of the armed forces, there used to be the crown, which was representative of the British Empire, or representation of the British Empire. So he suggested that the crown of British Empire should obviously be replaced by the three lions of Ashoka. That is also the national emblem of India. And last recommendation was that the red cross, that is the St. George's cross, should be present in the flag even after the independence of India, and the Union Jack should be replaced by the Indian national flag. So upon these three recommendations, the past flag of India for the Indian Navy and other services have been designed. Now let us try to understand that how or in what manner Indian Navy can take inspiration from the Shivaji. So as per the historical record, it is believed that it was Shivaji who laid a great emphasis on the seafaring prowess of the Maratha Empire, and to commemorate his contribution to the naval warfare of India, to the naval prowess of India, Indian Navy currently runs two ships, INS Shivaji, that is basically a navy training ship, and we have INS Angre. Apart from that, using Shivaji or taking inspiration from Shivaji and representing him on the flag of Indian Navy basically puts a formal stamp on the umbilical ties of Indian Navy with the navy of the Maratha Empire. So, what was Shivaji's naval prowess of which we can be proud of? So, as per the historical record, Shivaji was mainly responsible for a strong naval presence, and he established a very strong naval presence along the Konkan coast. As you know that he was the leader of Maratha Empire, and the Maratha Empire extended a long way along the western coast of India. So, to protect the sea trade of the Maratha Empire, he made a strong naval presence along the Konkan coast, along the western coast. Second, his naval prowess can also be estimated from the fact that Marathas could hold their presence along the coast against the British, Portuguese as well as Dutch invasion. And third, the secure coastline and protecting the western Konkan coastline from the attacks of Siddhi's fleet was also one of the major steps taken by Shivaji to increase the Maratha supremacy in the naval warfare. Not only that, it is also recorded that Shivaji, while he was developing his navy, there were a number of seaports and bases were also created to support the navy for basically purposes such as repair, storage and shelter. Not only that, he also is known to have several lengthy battles that he fought along with his army against the Siddhis of Jayanagara on the coastline of Konkan. And while he was developing his naval capacity, it is believed that from the initial time of 160 vessels, the number of merchant support and fighting vessels, the total number of such vessels increased all the way up to 700 when it was the pinnacle of the Maratha Empire. Not only that, Shivaji also is said to have facilitated the trading with the foreigner on his own without taking help of any other empire, after possessing 8 to 9 ports along the coastline of Deccan. So this was a brief contribution of Shivaji in the naval prowess of country. So this is the brief contribution of Shivaji as far as the naval prowess of Maratha Empire and overall India is concerned. Now we know that no matter how great a leader is, he cannot achieve his desired objective, he cannot win the battles, he cannot win the wars unless and until he is supported by we can say a good or able subordinates, and that is when the name of Kanhoji Angre come into picture. Kanhoji Angre was a military chieftain, and he is one responsible who is believed to be responsible for laying a strong naval foundation as per the vision or dream of Shivaji. Not only that, he is also responsible for providing protection to merchants who were using the coasts or the ports of the Konkan region and also using the Arabian Sea areas and basically trading for the Maratha Empire. And as per some of the historical record, it is believed that he was one of the greatest naval commander in the pre-modern Indian history. That is why the name of Shivaji and Kanhoji Angre come into picture whenever we talk about the prowess of or naval prowess of India before the arrival of British. Now, the next point, if we try to understand that what are the flags of Air Force or how are the flags of other branches of military of India look like. So as we can see, this is the flag of Indian Air Force, which is basically having a blue background that represents the sky, and then we have similar like the naval flag, we have a flag of India in the upper right quadrant, and then in this right part of flag we can see we have a 3 circle that is green, white and saffron representing the flag of India, but in a way how Indian Air Force uses it on its fleet. Similarly, if we try to understand and look at the flag of Indian Army, this is something that has been drawn on the red background. Again, we have flag of India on the upper left quadrant, and in the right quadrant we have 2 swords, that is on the top of these 2 swords we have the national emblem of India. And as per now, we can see that this was the past flag, and this current past flag, which was only carrying a legacy from the British past by having a St. George's cross, it has been also replaced, and now we can see the octagonal shape has been put on this particular flag, that is taking the legacy or taking the inspiration from the Shivajis Naval prowess. So now if you look, all these three flags of Air Force, Indian Army and Indian Navy look quite similar to each other. So that is all for this particular issue. I hope you understood that how the changes have been made in the naval flag of India and what are the reason and logic behind this. Thank you very much.